Hello, welcome to Regional Program Monitoring and Support Cohort Training. This is for the 2025-26 Monitoring Cohort. So this is the team. I am Jennifer Gleason. All of our contact information is here. I am the person that kind of handles regional programs, but any questions that come up, anybody can answer them. Currently, there are 5 regional programs in the state spread throughout our monitoring cohorts. So I'm just going to go through kind of what we're going to do and what documentation you need to have ready. This is an annual update form. It's a fillable PDF that gets emailed to all directors annually. Because in the regulations, it says that you have to update us of any changes in staffing, programming, location, any other changes annually. Regional program monitoring and approval, all of the requirements are laid out pretty specifically in Title 20A and MUSER, and that's what we follow on those exact things. So for regional programs, monitoring is different than it is for public schools in general. It's regional programs, the whole monitoring process leads to program approval. So after your summary of findings is issued, you will get your school approval letter from the commissioner or the commissioner's office. We don't review IEPs or forms or anything like that when we come on site, because we do that through the sending schools, because the sending school is responsible for FAPE. So we review the nitty-gritty when we go on site to the public schools. So process, you should have already gotten your letter of notification, which includes your on-site visit date, and that gets mailed to the fiscal agent and the program director. So hopefully you have gotten that through the US mail. Mid-June, your DOE contact person, which will be me, will send you an email, and it'll include timelines, your on-site visit, the forms you need, pretty much everything we're going through in this training, so there shouldn't be any surprises. October, maybe November, we get a certification report. And what this report does is it takes the information that you put in NEO. We see it as NEO. I don't know if that's what you put it in, a different system. It compares that to the certification system. And it makes sure that, you know, if you say this person is an Ed Tech 3, that they're certified as an Ed Tech 3. It's not a perfect report because the two systems don't really speak the same language. So there are things that come up on the certification error report that aren't errors, and we apologize for that. We don't have any control over these systems. But we know this happens, so if you just send us a screenshot of the certification, we're all good. It also, I think, is a little wonky with anyone who is conditionally certified. They might show up as a certification error, even though they have that certification. So we know that, and we will work with you on that, no problem. If you don't hear from us October, November about certification, it means you don't have any certification errors and you're all good. So a big part, probably the biggest part of regional program monitoring and approval is reviewing your cooperative agreement and regional program plan. And we do this as a desk audit. So we ask that you send that to us by February 1st. And there's a whole checklist I'll go through to make sure it just has these components. Your site visit will be in April of 2026. We'll want to do a walkthrough of the program, because one of the things we have to do for school approval is see that the site is appropriate. So we just do a really quick walkthrough. We don't, dive in. We don't look in cabinets. We don't, we just do a quick walkthrough. And we review files. Again, we don't review IEPs or the content of the forms. We just make sure that certain forms are in the file, that you have them on site. If you are fully electronic with your files, you don't have to print everything for us. If you can provide us temporary read-only access to your system, not sure how that works, but if you could do that. Some people create PDFs for us. Some people will print copies of what we need, whatever works for you. If you have electronic files, we don't want to tell you have to go printing everything for us. So we can work with you on that. These are the things we look for. We're just making sure that they are in the file. We're not looking at the content. Again, we look at that through the SAU. We're just making sure that you have these things, you have access to these things at the very least. So the written notice for placement, the written notice from the 30-day review, all written notices and IEPs from the last 3 years or however long they've been there, if it's been less than 3 years, and a copy of the most recent evaluations. And this is even if the evaluations were done before they came to you, you still need to have a copy in their file. So that's April, your visit. By June 1st, oh, that says January 15th, but it's really June 1st. We will send you a related service grid to have you fill out like over 5 weeks just to see that the services are being provided. And if you did have any staff certification errors, we ask that these be resolved by June 1st. This is what the related service grid looks like. You don't have to wait until after the visit to fill it out. You could do it whatever 5-week period you want. I will send it out with the email in June, and I will probably send it out again a month or 2 before your on-site visit so that you have this. And this gets filled out for each service provider. On June 30th of 2026, you will get your summary of findings. It will be sent both by email and it will be put in the mail on that date. If there are any instances of non-compliance, you'll get a corrective action plan along with details of those child-specific findings. And again, the findings are just going to be, we were missing, there wasn't a written notice in the file, or this thing was missing on your cooperative agreement, that kind of thing. Once your summary of finding is issued on June 30th, we send the approval letter up to the commissioner's office for signature, and then it goes right out to you. If you have a corrective action plan, all of that corrective evidence is due back April 30th, 2027. So it's a 10-month turnaround. And that evidence can be submitted to monitoring.doe@maine.gov. And this is where you can send your cooperative agreement and regional program plan. This is a secure email. We are the only ones that have access to it. I just want to show you these links at the top will get you to our website. It's kind of hard to get to our section of the website because the DOE website is a little hard to navigate, but once you get to us, and that first link will get you there, we have these little sub pages. If you go to resources and go to the bottom, there's a section for regional program resources. It has your letter of not your letter, a sample letter of notification, and the regional program approval grid. This is the grid that I use to review the cooperative agreement and regional program plan. So you could see all of the components that we're looking for. I'm also going to put that related service grid up here. And something else I thought of, the annual update form. I'm going to put both of those things up here so that you always have access to those. But if you can't find them and you need them, reach out anytime, because I know it's hard to navigate the website. So I have other resources here for you. These links should work if you have the PDF for this PowerPoint, which you should. Procedural manual, really good for all things DOE required forms. Maine Unified Special Education Regulations for your light bedtime reading. IEP quick reference document. We have one of these for all of the forms. And it's really handy. It's color coded, tells you what makes it compliant and what is best practice for each part of the IEP or whatever form you're looking at. You can find all of these on that resources page from a few slides back. And this will get you to our professional development calendar. All of our PD recordings are at that second link. Resources is that same resource page, and then there's a page for the laws and regulations. And last but not least, if you fill out this form for us and provide some feedback about this training, which we do adjust our trainings based on feedback, so we appreciate it very much. Put your email address in and select cohort training in the drop down, and Carly will send you a contact hour for watching this today. And this is where you can find Maine DOE online. And here is our contact information. Again, I'm Jennifer Gleason, but you can contact any of us with any questions at all. We are here to support you. So we will see you soon. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.